The COVID-19 pandemic will slow the growth for the next several years. In just a few months, the COVID-19 pandemic decimated the US economy. In April, during the height of the pandemic, retail sales plummeted 16.4% as governors closed non-essential businesses. The number of unemployment was 23 million that month. By November, the number of unemployed declined to a still horrendous 10.7 million. The Congressional Budget Office (CBO) predicted the third quarter data would improve, but not enough to make up for earlier losses. The economy won't return to its pre-pandemic level until the middle of 2022. There are other long-term trends that also affect the economy. Here is how all of these trends will impact you. Number 1. The federal debt will increase. On October 1, 2020, the US debt exceeded $27 trillion. The US debt to gross domestic product ratio rose to 127% by the end of quarter 3. That's much higher than the 77% tipping point recommended by the International Monetary Fund. Higher interest rates would increase the interest payments on the debt. That's unlikely as long as the US economy remains in recession. As Washington wrestles with the best way to address the debt, uncertainty arises about tax rates, benefits, and federal programs. Businesses react to this uncertainty by hoarding cash, hiring temporary instead of full-time workers, and delaying major investments. Number 2. Healthcare costs will continue to increase. National healthcare expenditures will increase by 5.4% a year to exceed $6 trillion by 2028. These costs will rise from 17.7% in 2018 to almost 20% of total US economic output over the next decade. One reason is the aging US population and rising enrollment in Medicare. Low-income families without insurance might use the hospital emergency room for primary care. Hospitals transfers that cost to Medicaid and insurance companies. It could make healthcare more expensive for everyone. Number 3. Oil and gas prices will remain low. The production of crude oil is expected to rise to 14 million barrels per day by 2022 and remain near this level through 2045. Shale oil has driven this growth since 2010. Demand is expected to remain subdued thanks to increased use of alternative energy. In 2019, the US exported more oil than it imported for the first time since 1973. US oil exports are expected to increase through 2033. Gas prices are expected to remain below $3 a gallon through at least 2030. Lower gas prices can also drive down the prices of groceries, which benefit from lower transportation costs. Number 4. The housing market will remain strong. The COVID-19 pandemic will affect the housing market through 2021, according to the National Association of Realtors. After an initial dip in the early months of the pandemic, housing prices bounced back and rose significantly before declining by 2.5% in November 2020. Realtor.com expects sales prices to increase by 5.7% in 2021. Inventory is also expected to be low throughout much of 2021, and this constraint in supply will support home prices. Once a COVID-19 vaccine is widely distributed, housing demand will return to pre-pandemic levels. One reason is that the Fed has promised to keep interest rates at historic low levels through 2023. The other reason is that it will take years to home builders to restore supply to pre-pandemic levels. Low mortgage rates make this good time to get a fixed interest mortgage, as many workers look for larger homes. Smaller condos and townhomes may become more affordable. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel.